Okay, so the way you pace out a related distance on a curve is pretty much the same way as you pace out a straight related distance. The difference is obviously that it's on a curve, and you need to take note of the best line to ride. Course builders generally take their measurements on the smoothest, easiest line to ride, where both jumps are jumped in a straight line. So before you pace out the distance, stand at the first jump for a moment and try and mentally imagine the line you would like to ride to the next jump. And that's usually the best line to pace out. So it paces out the same as a straight related distance. You allow 2 paces for landing and 2 paces for takeoff, and then 4 paces for every stride. So when you actually pace it out, the first 4 paces you allocate to landing and takeoff, and then every 4 paces you take would be one of your horse's strides. So this related distance on the curve would ride on 7 strides. So let's say, for argument's sake, that if you walked on this line and the distance you paced out got you 6.5 strides. So if you decided to stick with that line, you would either need to land after the first jump and shorten your horse's stride to fit 7 strides into the 6.5 stride distance, or you'd need to lengthen your horse's stride to fit 6 strides into the 6.5 stride distance. The cool thing about a related distance on a curve is that you have other options as well. You can either ride a slightly wider line that will likely pace out a perfect 7 strides, or you could either ride a more direct line which will also likely pace out a perfect 6 strides. These 2 ways you won't need to fiddle too much with your horse's stride length, and should be able to get a nice smooth ride through the related distance and stand a better chance of clearing the second jump. This way is slightly more technical, but if you practice riding different lines at home to mix up how many strides you take through a related distance, you should find it easier at a show. I would suggest starting off with cavalettis on a curve before trying it over jumps. That way, if you make a mistake, there are no consequences. Remember, practice, practice, practice will make perfect.